Last time I had AI redesign Optimus Prime 100 times and pick the 10 best designs, and because those were so mind-blowing, I got hooked with having AI redesign Transformers. Last time AI designed some new truck modes for Optimus Prime, but those are going to be nothing compared to the new alt modes it designed for him this time. Starting out with the most believable and realistic alt modes from Optimus Prime and ending with the most far out crazy, maybe even impossible alt modes for Optimus Prime, we're taking a look at all of them. However, I must assert that, as seen in the original G1 Transformers cartoon, a Transformer's size doesn't necessarily affect the size of its vehicle mode. And we're going to be assuming this principle across all of Transformers media today for Optimus Prime for the sake of entertainment. However, I must say it is very questionable as to whether all of these alt modes even match Optimus Prime's character. Starting off with some different truck modes for Optimus Prime, not semi-trucks, but pickup trucks. Now this would not be low profile whatsoever, but would it look cool? Absolutely. Here's a more modest pickup truck option and an even more basic one for Optimus Prime. Now I imagine this is what Bay vs. Orion Pax might choose if he landed on Earth. If Optimus Prime wanted to retain his bulk but add some speed, perhaps he would opt for a Ford Raptor like this one and get around on rough terrain with no problem. Now imagine for a moment that instead of Bumblebee arriving on Earth in 1987, Optimus Prime, or if you prefer Orion Pax, does, and he picks a retro looking truck like this. Now I could get behind this, especially as a toy. A bit like Transformers Alternator's Optimus Prime, isn't it? Or imagine he picks something like this. Now I'm telling you, AI actually made this and it's not a real photo. I had doubts myself. Okay, now remember Evasion Mode Optimus Prime from Age of Extinction? How about Evasion Mode Orion Pax? Anyone? Okay, I don't like that one too much. Alright, now sticking with the idea of Optimus Prime or Orion Pax in the Bumblebee movie. Imagine he picks a family car like this. Okay, no, I've got a better idea. He picks a muscle car to fit right in with Bumblebee, Shatter, and Dropkick. Boom, check this out. Or, if that's not quite his style, check this out. I kinda like how the red and blue are inverted on here. But as for the best retro muscle car for Optimus Prime, this one definitely takes the cake. But what if Optimus Prime or Orion Pax lands on Earth even further in the past? Maybe he'd be a big old Chevy in the 50s or 60s. Or if he landed in Europe, maybe he'd choose this car. Or how about a Mercedes? And if he needs to go even further back to when Bumblebee and Hot Rod fought in World War II, suppose he picks something like this with white wall tire. And if he travels back to the 20s, he could have been your great-grandparents' Model T, but with flame. Imagine driving this in the 20s and saying, what are you looking at? What do you mean this isn't low profile? No, it's totally not a robot from outer space. Hold on though, what if Optimus Prime lands on Earth even further back in time? Okay, I think that's too far back. Jumping into the modern day, let's see what Orion Pax or Optimus Prime would turn into if they chose a muscle car like Bumblebee. Perhaps he'd be a bulky Mustang, or something like this with inverted red and blue colors. He could also rock as a Challenger, though I think this one is better. A BMW? Maybe, but I doubt it. Now, if Optimus wanted more prestige, kind of like Wheeljack, he may roll out as a Cadillac. But suppose, just like Hot Rod was before he became Rodimus Prime, Orion Pax is an exotic sports car before he becomes Optimus Prime. He could definitely be something like this, or an Acura NSX like this. But this takes the cake as the coolest. But what about this? This is an amazing futuristic looking muscle car, kind of like the concept Camaro. This almost looks like it could be Orion Pax's Cybertronian mode. Speaking of a Cybertronian mode, what kind of car would Orion Pax be when he's commuting to Iacon or the Hall of Records? Orion Pax didn't have a transformation cog in Transformers 1, but if he did, maybe he'd turn into this car. This is definitely the coolest out of this bunch, and I like this one because it resembles the vehicle modes of Cliffjumper and B-127 from the Bumblebee movie. A Nemesis Prime Orion Pax, anyone? Anyone? Okay. Enough of Orion Pax. What would Optimus Prime's Cybertronian mode look like? Perhaps he'd turn into something big and powerful like this or this. A tank to go head on against Megatron. Now if he wanted to be an Earth mode tank, he'd look something like this. For a Cybertron mode, I think this would be perfect for Optimus. I just don't like how his head is sitting on top. Though I suppose that's how Megatron's Cybertronian mode has been in times past. Now this is going to be really far out, but you know things were going to be heading this way. What would Optimus Prime look like as a spaceship? A lot of these give Star Wars vibes. Though if Optimus Prime were to choose a spaceship mode to evacuate to Earth, something like this might suit him well. Perhaps though, instead of riding an escape pod, he could turn into an escape pod. And if Optimus Prime decides he likes flying, he could transform into something like this, and Starscream wouldn't even stand a chance. I mean, hey, we can't rule out the possibilities, right? Now don't kill me for this, but what if Optimus Prime turned into a cassette player like Blaster or Soundwave? Alright, no, I can't stand to ever see Optimus Prime get reduced to something like this. Everyone wishes at some point in their life that their car turns into an Autobot. I mean, come on, I know you do. So I asked AI to redesign my car as Optimus Prime, and this is what it gave me. Wow, if my car looked like this. Comment down below what kind of car you drive, and for the next video, I may have AI turn your car into an Autobot.